Well, I think it's part 10 now. Over here, you see the old, turn it around, the old original hard drive that was in the machine. Why is it out? No, it still works from April of 1998. Even with that droning bad bearing sound, it works fine. What I've done is I put this drive in. This is, I think, a Seagate like 80 gig drive. There was something I wanted to check. I was subsequently able to get the Gmail Notifier to work. It required .NET 3.5 SP1. So after installing another 250 megabyte file, that went in and that worked. But it seems to only check once a minute, and I seem to remember in the old load it was checking it a lot faster. So I just want to see if I got like a newer version where they changed something, or if I had a setting different or some crap like that. There's a lot of parts sitting around here. There's a box cutter, a couple screwdrivers, the 3-in-1 from oiling the fan, the front cases. I mean, it's a mess, but eventually it's all going to be done, and we're certainly in the home stretch. Let's fire it up. I have imaged the drive to this drive. I have not powered it on and attempted to boot it yet. I want to unplug my external if I hadn't already. I did, it's right there. So let's power it up and see what happens. Listen how quiet that drive is. But the noise doesn't make a difference because it just sits with the other servers. It can make as much noise as it wants. You have to eject the Tocadiscos so it'll boot, or attempt to. Now this was about a 8 gig image put onto an 80 gig drive. You can see it right there. I think it's booting. Yeah, it is. Wow, the wonders of modern technology. So let me let that boot up. Well, I thought I saw something. It says time to display pop-up for each new mail item, 2 seconds. And I think I had that. Notify again every 2 hours, fine. But I have to look through and see if this has any other settings. This scroll's kind of slow. Let me take a look. Oh, see, it even has an awesome blink scroll lock indicator on the keyboard when there is unread mail. Yeah, here it is under General. Check accounts automatically every 1 minute, but it seems to do it almost instantly. I have a message set over here. Let me just close this window down. I'm going to send this. Now, I have my tablet over yonder. So we'll... See, that was instant. Okay, that's odd. I'm going to send one again right now. Let's see here if this wants to cooperate. Send another one. Now we'll wait and see if it does do the minute that it says it is. Why it did it instantly before, I don't know. It's odd. This program was the only one that seemed to do that, but maybe if I hit it right on the minute, or I just kept testing it and it happened to be at the end of a minute when it was going to roll over and it was pretty quick and I just happened to keep getting messages then, I have no idea. So let me wait and see if I get a notification. Let's see what this says. It says 4. Let's see what the minute reads. Let's just roll in a minute now. So that one it didn't see. Okay. That's interesting. Another one. Okay, tablet and phone. And it doesn't seem to want to work. There it is. See, before a minute was up. And then I just got another message of some kind. I don't know what. Okay, yeah, from somebody else on the other account I'm on. Alright, so I guess what I'll do is I'll copy this folder, and hopefully that'll save the settings, and I'll just copy over what's on the original drive. For the record, the old load shows the hibernate icon instead of the standby icon. Stop giving me crap. Jeez. People don't stop bothering me. If it's not comments, it's Joe calling. Anyway, it shows hibernate instead of standby. I had disabled that on the new load because it's never going to be hibernated. So it shows the other option, which is standby, which is grayed out because the machine doesn't support that kind. Okay, time to shut it down, put the old drive back in, and copy over the stuff I saved. For the record, this machine is so old, the cable doesn't even have a notch for the hard drive. Just the blanked pin, so you have to match it up like that. There's no little notch that would go in. Well, this one has the notch right here, as you can see. Let's see if the old drive has it. Yeah, it's got the notch too, but they used non-keyed cables on this for whatever reason. Still running its original shit from 1998. For the record, these are the screws that mount the hard drive. It just slides in over here, as you see, and then the screws go in through here, and they're long screws. These are probably as rare as the proverbial hen's teeth nowadays. If you lost them, you can try to find replacements, but then again, nobody would have a system like this anymore. Or you can just shove the drive in there, it'll be perfectly fucking fine. And now back to the original droning drive. Just makes the machine sound a lot more authentic, I think. Alright, here's the new load. It just came up with the desktop here. It's going to be crunching around with its slow old droning hard drive. Checking the floppy drives. There might be disks in them, you just don't know. Testing that one again. And that one again. And I have everything like auto launch, auto run, so in the event of a power failure, I can set the BIOS to have this thing turn itself back on automatically, and it will just boot up and be ready for action without anything. Another cool thing that I found out while we're waiting here with the flash drives to the digital picture frames, if those frames are running and this machine goes down or is disconnected or something takes a shit somewhere, and you know, ever since I got this hub, this thing has been peeling up, and you stick it down and it's good, and then it peels up again. For forever it's been doing that. But anyways, if you unplug this hub, as you see it is right now, and the drives are no longer available, the picture frames will just sit there on whatever picture they were last on. They won't do anything, they'll just sit there, and when this is reconnected or the machine boots back up or what have you, on their next cycle of about 10 seconds or whenever it refreshes, it'll just refresh and go. VLC came up. Should start playing momentarily. Automatic update bullshit. Don't need that. It says Jay Shoutcast. There he goes. Now will it play? Maybe. I think it's still buffering, and it's also loading Winamp right now. There he goes. Hit the X key. The doorbell rings. Okay, now we're going to do something you're not supposed to do. I've closed all the programs down. We're going to delete that and paste the stuff from the flash drive, which I previously copied to the clipboard, and in all its USB 1 speeds, it's going to put that stuff back, and we'll see if I just broke the machine or not. I think it should load up no problem. Whether or not it's going to work right, I don't know, but we'll find out. It's going to take a while for the program to launch, so I'll come back as soon as that loads, and we'll try sending a couple emails. Interestingly, this program pretty much maxes out the processor while it loads. As you can see, the wattage draw, but then it drops down. Now it's going to go up and down a bit until it's loaded, and then it settles right around 50 watts where it was sitting normally at idle. Send another one off. Yeah. I don't understand. I don't know why. It's weird. Kind of worked better the old way. I wish there was a program that would just check the fucking Gmail as soon as shit comes in. You know, check every 5 seconds. That's close enough. So far it hasn't even come up with knowing that there's an email, which is odd, because it was working before. Oh, great. Alright, well, let me come back when the minute rolls. As soon as I shut the camera, it blanks. So, I don't know. That's fucking weird. Send another one. Anytime. And let's see how long it actually takes now. It was somewhere in the 40 to 50 second mark. So around 40 seconds. So now I'm going to just send another one. And again, it was right at around the 40-second mark when it came through. Maybe it has its own timer or whatever the hell, and it doesn't go by the system clock. Okay, now I'm going to set up a new message and I'm going to send it at the 30-second mark. Okay, I just sent it now. Oh, okay, it came through. So it does check once a minute, and that's what it does. Alright, whatever it is, I guess that's how the old one was working. It just seemed to work better for one reason or another, and I checked all the settings in that and copied all the shit over. I know there's settings in the registry, but there's really nothing left to change. So it is what it is. Otherwise, it's done. I'm just going to defragment the drive, clean it up, get everything all set, and shut it down. Take a final image, still on the Crystal Pepsi Hard. Take a final image to my drive there and put it back in service. I'll leave it in service for a week, see how it runs, and if I'm satisfied with it, then we will come back with trying to add additional stuff to this machine, which might again involve that modem, which is sort of deciding to live inside the system now. Yes, sitting on top of the cards and shit. It's not, these machines are fucking indestructible. Nothing's gonna happen. One last thing. Gmail Notifier is loaded. Doorbell. Sound is playing. I'm going to shut the speaker off so we don't get copyright. So the machine is now sitting without this running, which is just a fucking bank of USB drives. So the final test. There you go, schmucks. Fully loaded, running everything it needs to, pulling 53 fucking watts. Oh, that shit's pulling 1,000 watts. How much electricity are you using? Go fucking dig a hole, climb into it, and cover yourself up with the rest. Processor temperature. The case is 83 degrees. The processor is 91 degrees. The processor is 8 degrees warmer than the metal of the case. Okay? It's just a tad. Just has a tad of warmth. So there we go. I've successfully reloaded the Doorbell server and debunked the mysteries of all the fucks who think I'm killing the planet. I got other ways of killing the planet, you motherfuckers. I really do. And if you watch my channel, you'll know that. But this is not one of them. So it's time to button this up and clean this shit up and put her back in service. So after 10 parts and wasting all of your time for a week and a half, thank you very much for bearing with me through this series. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time, and I'll be by again to try to add more functionality to this system. And incidentally, in case anybody was wondering why that speaker is so distorted, it's because I have it plugged into the amplified output on the sound card, and this is an amplified speaker, which is why it has a switch and there's even a little light on it. So it's being overdriven, which is why it sounds so distorted. But I guarantee it will not sound like that once it's back in service.